We are in the northern part of the Dead Sea in the Israeli side at a place that's called Qumran. Qumran in Arabic, it's like double moon. It's very close to Jericho, which is in the Hebrew, the moon. Then why the moon? Because look at the sun. It's 26 degrees, around 80 degrees now, and it's February 2021. It's quite hot. Most of the people are walking with short sleeves and t-shirts. But we are here not because of it. We are here because of Qumran, the Dead Sea Scrolls. What are the Dead Sea Scrolls? Very easy. Think about a community of people that copy the Bible, the Jewish Bible. It's like a huge library or published area. And they copy it and work together, live together like a community, like a kibbutz. They shared everything together. We are talking about only men. And a lot of them were lived or isolated themselves in caves all around. What they wanted to do is to reach God. And it's the desert. It's close to Holy Jerusalem. It's far from anyone that will disturb them. And they lived here together as a community. The name of the community is Biyachad, the Together community. They left us hundreds of scrolls, the Bible and scrolls about their own life. Then we know a lot about them. Some people call them the ECs because Josephus Flavius, who wrote everything about that place, wrote something so similar to that community, and geographical place was almost the same. Then in that case, it might be the same community, but here, that community never mentioned the Biyachad. I think that it sounds like a monastery. And yes, the monasteries in that area, until today, lives in the same idea. Some of them are living in caves, and at the end of the day, the end of the week, are reaching the center of the village, and they are starting, eating properly, taking a shower, resting, and then going back to the caves. The Dead Sea Scrolls, it's for me one of the most amazing things because it's all about the Bible that was written 2,000 years ago. I'm talking about the Jewish Bible, the Old Testament, because the New Testament wasn't written at that time. We're talking about 1st century BC. That place been destroyed by the Romans around let's say 68, before they destroy Masada at 70 AD. Now that community didn't accept the corruption of Jerusalem. They lived here in different rules. For example, if the Jews are using the moon calendar, they are using the sun calendar. And for example, later on I might show you one of those sundials. And what about water? It's so hot here and it's winter time. Water? Can you see the valleys there? There are so many flash floods. Not so many, let's say 1 or 2 or 3 a year. Now the power of the water that goes all the way from the Judean Desert to the Dead Sea is strong, but they knew that if they will build some aqueducts, some of the water will enter to the aqueducts, and then they can fill water cistern, and that's a good way to live. Now, as kind of Jews, or the first Christians, some believe that John the Baptist lived, Baptist people not so far away from here, and we just came from the place that Jesus was baptized by John, which is not so far away from there. Then he lived exactly like those people. He wore the same thing, he ate the same food. Then some believe that he visited that community and he knew about community, or maybe he was part of that community. Then in that case, there are so many similar things to Christianity and that community. For example, son of light and son of darkness. If you want to be part of them, you have to be tested for 3 years. And then at the end of the 3rd year, they will tell you if you are son of light, then you can stay with them, or son of darkness, go away. Purification was one of the most important things in that community. It is such a small community, let's say 100, 150 people, and you will see so many Jewish ritual baths. Huge Jewish ritual bath. You know where the water came from. The Jews are purified themselves a few times a month. For example, a man is doing it before Shabbat will enter. And you can see that they are going in a separated entrance. And after they purify their body, not their soul, they're going out from a different path. They won't touch each other. Let's continue with that community of Beyachad, the Dead Sea Scrolls community. You can see the aqueduct. And you can see the community itself, and we will actually visit some of those places. It might be a long video, but it's worth it. Till then, if you like that video, you must know that I have almost 19,000 videos of the Holy Land. Then you can visit my YouTube account, be my guest, be my subscribe my channel, be my friend. You are the only tourist that I can guide now, because no one can enter Israel because of COVID-19. And now there are Jewish ritual bath. And the aqueduct takes us to a water system. And there are a few like that. Look how deep is the water system, because there's no rain in summertime. Let's say there will be no rain from the mid of March until the middle of November. The Bedouins found that area, not that one, the caves, and that was done by mistake. One of the Bedouin, his ship fell into the one of the caves that you're going to see soon, and before he entered the cave, he threw a stone to see how deep is the cave, and then he heard a pottery clash. He knew that he found something, but what he wanted to find are coins from ancient time that cost a lot of money. He didn't find it. We found it. It's 560 silver coins, shekel, and guess what? I bought one of them. Remember, they shared everything like a kibbutz, like a monastery. Let's continue. I know that it's hard. Oh, sorry. It's not hard for you. It's hard for me, but it's important. You can see the aqueduct. You can see when they grain wheat into flour. It means that we are not so far away from the kitchen. Aqueduct that goes straight ahead and turn right. Oh, ship and Copen. Look at that. Look how big is that mikveh. Amazing, isn't it? Wow. So deep. Look at the other side, you can see the pottery storeroom, and they made it here as well. The kitchen was there. Here was the dining room. Just like in a monastery, they are sitting together after they took another, let's go to see it. They went to the ritual bath to purify their body. Here it is. Remember, we had divided the entrance and the exit. They entered to the kitchen, and they ate quietly. They heard only one of them that was reading from the Bible or from their rules. Let's continue. I want you to see one of those caves. And after that cave, if you want to continue with me there, I will continue that video. Do that. If not, you saw most of it. What we're gonna see next after the cave, look at the view of the Dead Sea. I forgot to mention we are in the lowest place in the world.
Here it's called
Down.
HNS, hair nails. Oh, okay.
As you can see, we are still wearing the mask. It's still Corona time, COVID-19, coronavirus. Work area, a lot of dates. On the way we saw a lot of date farms. I can see some date trees there too as well. And a lot of them ate the honey. John the Baptist, when he ate wild honey, he didn't eat honey from bees. He ate honey from dates. Why it's wild? Because it can grow wild. If you will throw one of the seeds, you will have another tree. We're gonna look at the view. It's a little bit dusty today. Yesterday it was more clear. Yesterday I took some videos of Jerusalem. And again, subscribe my channel. You will see a lot of it. A lot of the Holy Land. And if you do have some questions, please don't hesitate. This is one of the caves. That cave was being destroyed by the Bedouins who came to Bedouins, wandering people who wanted to be rich, and they found so many pieces, something like 14,000 small pieces of so many scrolls. We believe that a Roman soldier, when he entered that cave and he found those scrolls, he destroyed it, but they didn't reach to those hundreds of caves all over, and there we found so many Dead Sea Scrolls that you can see a lot of it, the original, at the Israeli Museum, Jerusalem. Those are the vases that they found. You can see one of the scrolls. At 2001, we finished to add those scrolls. We figure out that those 15,000 pieces belongs to 530 different scrolls. All around, we think we found more than 900 scrolls. We found most, if not all, of the Jewish Bible, except for the book of Esther that was written later on. Then, now you saw most of it. If you want to continue with me, I will be more than happy. I will show you more of that side, but you got the message. You must come and visit Israel after COVID-19. You deserve it. The weather, as you can understand, is so good. I know that in Europe now it snows for, I think, 2 weeks of snow. Oh, poor chilly. And here it's amazing. Then stay with me. I will show you a little bit more of it. In that area you can find more than 16 Jewish little baths. You saw some of them and you can see more. You know where the water came from. You know the water wasn't a problem here. It was a problem, but not a huge one. Look at that, for example. And again, remember, going in from one side, going out from different side. You're not supposed to touch each other. It's like today, COVID-19, 2 meters between each other. Pottery workshop. You know that. You know why. You saw the vases. You saw the dishes. They're trying to do everything by themselves. And if you're worried because you didn't see another Jewish ritual bath, again, here it is, another one. And they're huge. We didn't touch a lot. I mean, we found a place like that. Of course, we organize it for tourists, for visiting. I'm not going up to the tower because you saw every part of it. Usually the tower is for all people that difficult for them to walk. Then you can actually see everything from there. Again, if you want to be my tourist in my next videos, subscribe my channel, ask me whatever you want. I will try to answer everything. And send my link to everyone that you know and loves that thing. Thank you very much. See you.